This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
All right. There he is, the man, the myth, the legend. How are you doing, young man? You feeling good?
I'm feeling great, man. Another beautiful day in Miami as I look to my left. A little bit of clouds. I saw the Goodyear blimp, though, out front not so long ago. I'm not sure what it's here for. Maybe somebody in the comments has an idea. But
did you lose a fight with a weed eater?
With the weed eater, I lost a fight with the Miami Heat, man, like the literal Miami Heat. I'm tired of overheating. I'm tired of sweating. I'm tired of all that. It's incredible. I haven't felt air. I got the AC running right now. I haven't felt air on my head since 2017.
Yeah, no.
This is spectacular. I might never grow my hair out again.
Yeah, no. It's listen. I've lived there all my life. I know how to look. I'm out west right now, and it gets hot out here. Like, dude, it's 104, 5, 7, 9, 13. I mean, it gets hot, but still, it's not humidity, and that's the difference. You know what I mean? The humidity. It's such a pisser, for a lack of a better term, that you shower and you walk right outside and it just starts, bro. I mean, at least when you walk into the dry heat, you don't sweat for a while.
You know what's funny, which is real, because I see Alexander Diaz, Marcel, try living in Texas. Alexander, I have lived in California. I have lived in Arizona. I have lived in Texas. I have lived in Alabama, South Carolina, North Carolina.
Texas has more humidity than
I have experienced the worst heat that this country has to offer.
I lived in the summer in Houston, so I know exactly what it's like.
Texas is real bad. It's real bad, man.
It's bad.
It's really bad.
New York is bad, New York is underrated. People think that, because you're up north and all that stuff. Bull crap, dude. Spend the summer in New York. You'll sweat your ass off, dude. It's
honestly, what always cracked me up about Buffalo summers is, I spent that first winter, and everybody's like, "Oh, just wait till the summer. It's the best summer you'll ever experience in your life." And it was basically spring, though. Like, it was basically spring temperatures, hot spring temperatures for everywhere else to make up for the fact that they don't have a spring up there. It's just long winter. It's third winter. But there were days where it was like, damn, I gotta stay inside.
Yeah, but we are. It is getting global warming. So yeah, you're the winter the what is it? The winter caps or whatever they call it, the top of the polar caps or whatever. Those things are melting. So obviously it's warmer up there. It's going to be warmer even in Buffalo, bro. It's going to be warmer even in Canada.
The only time I will say that dry heat is worse than this. I lived in Lake Havasu City, Arizona. And it has the record for the hottest temperature ever recorded in the Western Hemisphere at 128 degrees. I wasn't there for that day, but I was there on a couple of days where it flirted with it at 125, 126. I've had to cover baseball outside in 100. I have a picture of myself at a baseball game in 116-degree weather outside.
Yeah,
I tried to bring
113 here. It's hot. It's hot, but still. While it's hot, here's where I give you the dry heat breathing. Like, there's not as much, like, you don't feel the air. Like in South Florida, you'll feel the air because there's humidity in it. So you'll taste the mofo. You know what I'm saying?
But the wind doesn't work out west, man.
Yeah,
when it was windy, it was hot. Yes. It was like sticking your head in an oven and turning the fan on. There's no relief.
Amen, dude.
Bro, it was.
And out west here, you go to a spot that doesn't have the sun directly and it's like sheltered, but yet it has openings on each side. You're inside an oven, basically, because all the heat gets trapped up in there. It's like, because at the NFL, at the NBA Summer League, there's this walkway that's in between both of the arenas. And dude, when you're in that walkway, it's like a heater. It's like all the heat goes in there and it gets trapped up in there. And it's just,
what people don't talk about up there too, it's still hella hot at nighttime because all that heat gets trapped in the asphalt during the day and it reflects right back up to you all night long. There was never relief. I remember I went to my first party.
We had a cold front at 4 a.m. It was 94 degrees. It was 94 degrees.
I went to my first party at Arizona State as a freshman. I'm thinking, all right, I'm gonna throw this polo on, I'm gonna throw jeans on. It's August, middle of August. I almost caught heat stroke before I could even get in the building, man. Like you learn immediately. Bring 2 shirts to class because you're walking through campus in 116 and 118 until it starts to cool out. My mom came to visit in October for family weekend. She said, "We are never coming back. We'll come back in February. We'll come back in April.
Right.
Like we are never coming back in September, October again." So yeah, man. The bottom line is, man, summer is an overrated season. Give me fall 10 times out of 10.
Yeah.
10 times out of 10.
Yep. I'm with you there. What'd you think of Apple getting it looks like they're going to get the NFL rights for $3 billion, dude. For the Sunday tickets going to Apple.
League is never running out of money, man. America's game is America's game. I got a couple friends that made a bet probably about 6 years ago at this point. They bet a Rolex that in 20 years' time, the NBA would surpass the NFL in popularity in the United States. And it's not looking good. It's not looking good for my boy Rob.
No shot.
No, it's, they had to make a play. These trillion-dollar companies were going to have to make a play at some point or another, right? Apple, Amazon, and Google. And so you figured it was only a matter of time. I know Amazon has already made its move, and they want to dive even deeper, sink their claws even deeper into the league. But for Apple to get some rights, man.
Well, no, not only that, they're out for the UEFA Champions League rights, which is $2 to $2.5 billion. They already picked up Friday Night Baseball, and they picked up the MLS. So if they have the MLS, Friday Night Baseball, now they're going to add NFL, and they're going to have Champions League. Wow, that's pretty cool, dude. That's a nice variety, and that's Apple in just a blink of an eye saying, "Well, wait, whoa. We need that content."
Diversify your revenue stream.
It's a battle of platforms and content, is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
It's one of the first rules of business. Diversify your revenue stream. Yeah. That's what you're seeing Apple do right now. It is.
Or dominate the content.
Dominate the content. I'm curious, with all that money and all this access, what more are they going to add behind the scenes? What kind of content they're going to produce? Amazon has an excellent series in All or Nothing that they've kind of spread across multiple sports. I think you've got hockey with the Toronto Maple Leafs. A couple NFL teams have done it. The Colts were in season this past year. They've done a few Premier League teams, and I think Arsenal's coming up as well. They did Juventus last year, Man City a couple years ago. Like, what kind of behind the scenes content are we going to see from Apple with this extra access, with with them being such a purveyor of technology? Like, I'm curious what they're able to do. So, I'm not going to turn my nose up at it, but the big TV, the big media conglomerates, the CBS's, NBC, Fox, ABC. It's obviously not a fantastic move for those companies. Obviously, I'm included in that, so there's only so much I think I'm going to say about this. But it's changing. How about the landscape is changing?
Yeah, no, the whole landscape is changing.
We still got Monday Night Football though, and it's never going away.
It's all about platforms and trying to dominate content. You know what I mean? There's platforms even locally trying to dominate content. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, the report out there, what'd you think of Sean Payton eyeing the Chargers, Cowboys, and the Dolphins in 2023? What'd you think of that?
I think it's 2022. I think they just hired a coach. I think Dolphins fans need to stop. We need to not pay attention. You see, this is why I said a few weeks ago, this is a dangerous time of year.
Yeah,
between mini camp and training camp, because
they gotta fill the air with a whole bunch of bullshit.
Things coming out. Look, man, he's a great coach. Obviously, like, if you paired up Sean Payton and Tom Brady, that would be a hell of a duo. Of course, like, there's a reason why, like, that was a goal. That was a goal this offseason before Mike McDaniel came into play. Like, everything, like, you're allowed to dream big. What do they say? Shoot for the moon, so that if you miss, you land among the stars. Like, they still ended up in a good spot with Mike McDaniel. I don't know how many scenarios there are in which he can be fired after one season and then go after Sean Payton. Like, I don't know if, one, you want to even pay that much money to deal with it. He signed a $35 million contract. And then two, just the, from a moral, ethical standpoint. No, like I think that it's something that I don't even really want to spend a whole lot of time on. I think that McDaniel has, he has made positive waves, positive strides already in his first offseason. I think that clearly this team is committed to him because they built a team in his image right away. I mean, right away. They went to work getting him every piece that he could possibly want or need. That's fine. I don't think that the Chargers thing, I don't think if he's eyeing the Chargers, why would the Chargers eye him? I think they're in a good place with Brandon Staley. But the Cowboys,
I'm not a McCarthy guy as it is, but I mean, and he's worked for Jones, so I guess he wouldn't mind being even a puppet for Jones. But it said in that article, one of the things he wants is personnel control. So, and this is what I told Poupart on earlier: be careful what you ask for, because he's never done that. That doesn't mean he's going to be good at it. Okay, so he won his title when he wasn't a personnel guy. And over the last few years, it was actually Miami's former personnel guy, Jeff Ireland, making all the picks. So he's never really been the personnel guy. So now you're also going to take on something that he may not be able to handle. You don't know. So that's another risk you're taking. That's why I can tell that out of all this crap that's gone on throughout all the offseason, it's the owner that wanted Brady. It's Flo that wanted Watson, and also what's it called, Sean Payton, the owners, because obviously it's Steven and his buddy, the other guy has contacts with Brady. They've been together in the past, so that's where that connection is. This front office, I don't think wanted Watson. I don't think they wanted Sean Payton. And I don't think they wanted Tom Brady. I think the guys in the front office want to keep doing what they're doing. Tua, the picks, everything that they're doing, they're going about their plan. This has been stuff that has happened from either the owner or Flo from all these other suggestions.
Yeah, I can't emphasize enough. I think they're in a good position right now, or at the very least, we don't know what position they're in right now. So I don't want to waste any brain power thinking of what might be, what could be.
I agree with what you first said. I love where they're at right now, dude. I love what the roster that they've been able to put together. I love the vibe that McDaniel has. I think there's a positive vibe going into camp, and I think it gives them an opportunity to go out there and see if they can actually put this thing together. So to me, I really like the direction that they're going in right now.
I actually, I spoke with Pat DeMarco a few days ago at Jordan Poyer's golf tournament, and he played under Mike McDaniel in Atlanta. So of course Mike came up, and we're talking. He's like, man, Mike is, to paraphrase, one of the most intelligent, intuitive, and in tune coaches that he's ever played under, in terms of putting his players in the best position to succeed and doing things with the players' well-being in mind. Like he's the guy. He's really that dude. He's as advertised. And I see Jesse saying, any chance McDaniel surprises all of us and offense looks more like KC. I want to put attention back to his time in Washington when he's there with Sean McVay, with Matt LaFleur, and with Kyle Shanahan. None of them knew how to run a zone read offense when they got Robert Griffin III, but they figured it out immediately based on what they had. And so I think that, in his formative years as a coach back in, the early 2010s, really helped lay a foundation of, you coach to the players at your disposal. You don't teach a horse how to climb a tree. Like you let a horse run. So like you don't try to teach a fish to shoot a basketball. You just let them swim. If you catch my drift, like I think that he's going to be able to see what he's got in that locker room, see what he's got on the field, and tailor the offense to what best suits those guys' strengths.
I agree.
That's why we're seeing basically the same, same offensive line, because this coaching staff has internal confidence that they can identify these guys' strengths and ask them to do things that highlight them, that play to them. So no, I think I think and at the end of the day, he's a smart person without necessarily an ego. He's smart without being egotistical about it. He's smart enough to know what he knows and know what he doesn't know. And he's too smart to try to put a square peg in a round hole and run an offense that his team is not tailored to run. They've got horses, they've got weapons, they got speed at receiver. He's just going to find ways to get them into space, to manufacture yards after the catch for some of the most electric ball carriers in the NFL.
Smooth, delicious, and zero aftertaste. That is Edge Energy Drink. Go to myedgedrink.com. You can't go to stores. You got to order it online at myedgedrink.com, and you get 10% off. Use our code Big O and order the finest and the most delicious energy drink out there. Delicious, smooth, and zero aftertaste. What are you working on ESPN so folks can check you out?
I actually just filed a story last night just discussing the secondary and how, it better end this season as one of the best in the NFL, as one of the most productive in the NFL. Found an interesting stat, though, when I was looking up things about Brandon Jones. Not only did he lead all defensive backs in pressures last season, but do you know who was number 2?
Holland?
Javon Holland.
Okay.
By their powers combined, not only did they apply more pressure to opposing quarterbacks than any other defensive back in the NFL, they were also asked to do so more than anyone else in the NFL. Nice. Josh Boyer uses these guys unlike any other safety tandem in the NFL. They are truly a unique duo, and I think that's a special duo forming in Miami. Jones and Holland. You're going to start seeing the president signs, the campaign signs around Miami Gardens come probably October. Man, these guys are going to be special. I loved what Brandon Jones was able to do last year. I love him as a rusher. I think he's more of a box safety. I want to see him more in coverage this year, just to play to his versatility, just to keep opposing offenses on their toes. But man, I'm telling you this. We're hearing a lot about, Jason Cordy is not here anymore. What are they going to do with Eric Rowe? Are they still deep? I know Football Outsiders listed safety as Miami's weakest position. No, man, I think that they're stars. I think that Holland is a bona fide star. I think Jones, again, we want to see him more in coverage. Maybe if he makes more of those splash plays, he makes a more household name for himself and doesn't get trapped under the Holland shadow. But I think by their powers combined, man, they're looking a lot like those guys up north, Poyer and Hyde. Not saying they're at that level yet, but it's, they've got that kind of potential. That's how much I think of Brandon Jones and Javon Holland. So, yeah, that's coming out whenever my editor puts it out. And then from there, man, like I said, we're just getting ready for training camp. We're starting here. It's the 14th. So we're less than 2 weeks away. We're less than 2 weeks away.
I'm a Brandon Jones guy too. I just got to sharpen a little bit on the pass coverage, and that kid is a fantastic player. I'm with you there overall. All right, follow him on Twitter at Marcel_LJ, and of course you can catch him every week here doing his thing with the Edge Energy Drink Miami Dolphins report. Go to the website myedgedrink.com and check out Marcel's work there at ESPN. Marcel, as always, thank you, my friend. Have a great weekend. We will catch up next week.
Appreciate it, man. See y'all Monday.
You got it. There you go. Marcel Louis-Jacques getting it done right here. Our Edge Energy Drink Miami Dolphins report.